Welcome to the Average Me channel. I'm Mark. Today we're going to talk about a strange, unusual, and uncommon occurrence. Down here in Florida, probably one of the most common questions I get from people not in this area is about alligators. I've talked a lot about alligators on this channel. You've seen the alligators that live in my neighborhood, and the occurrence that happened this week just a couple of days ago. It happened on the other coast. An 85-year-old woman was walking her dog, and an alligator was just coming across the lake so fast. It is incredible. It apparently saw the dog, came running out of the water after the dog, um, ended up attacking the lady when she tried to protect the dog, and it killed her. It killed an 85-year-old lady. It dragged her into the water, as alligators do, and just dragged her down to the bottom of the lake. For the most part, alligators are not really dangerous. This was an unusual occurrence. As I said, very uncommon. Alligators rarely attack people, and it's even more rare for them to actually kill a person. And what happened in this case is a result of just an unusual circumstance and poor decision. The woman was walking her dog along the shore of a lake, and alligators are fine. You just got to use your common sense and use some respect for these alligators. And they are so fast, and people think of alligators being slow and sluggish. But as you can see in this video, I'm not going to show her, of course, being attacked, but it just comes across that lake so fast and runs out of the water so quickly. They have such sudden bursts of speed. And it was apparently going after the dog, and of course she, interfered with that, and it ended up grabbing her. And about a year and a half ago, the same thing happened in my neighborhood. A woman just on the other side of the block from me, the same thing. She was she grew flowers down along the banks of the canals here, and it's just not a good decision. She was down there tending the flowers on her hands and knees, and the gator came through the flowers, and I have to believe the alligator saw something moving, probably thought it was a small animal, and it ended up grabbing her leg. She, went to the hospital. Of course, she was fine. She was beating it off with her shovel, and she got away from the alligator. Now, in both these cases, the alligators are captured, they're euthanized, and it's one of the reasons that if you ever come down to Florida, we really discourage, matter of fact, it's illegal to harass alligators, to feed alligators. When alligators are being fed, they associate food with humans, and they lose their natural fear of humans, and these are the types of things that can happen. So when you're down here visiting, and my neighborhood alligators, I enjoy watching them. I like watching them swim in the lake and in the canals, and when they're sunning themselves on the shore, they're really fun to see. Now, this was a huge alligator. It was about 10 feet that attacked this lady. And well, earlier this week, my wife and I were walking. We saw an alligator. I don't know if it was that big, but pretty good sized alligator swimming in our lake. And, they're fun to watch, but you have to be cautious. Don't go up to them. Don't walk along the shore with a small animal. Certainly in Florida, if you have a small dog or a cat, you don't want to let them outside if you live near water, especially water that has alligators. So are alligators dangerous? They can be, obviously, but for the most part, with just a little bit of common sense, they are they're fine to have in the neighborhoods, and they're fun to watch. And I enjoy the wildlife in our neighborhood. We have so many different forms of wildlife. Within a block or two of my house, and in my own backyard, I have seen deer. Um, a block or so away, I saw a bear and her cub, and we see some that are maybe not quite so pleasant, like snakes and the alligators. I enjoy watching them, but as with anything, you have to have that respect for nature. So this woman was 85 years old. Her name was Gloria Surge, and our prayers and thoughts go out to her and her family. But when you come down to Florida, enjoy the alligators. Watch the alligators from a safe distance, and just have a healthy respect for nature, and we're going to be fine. Don't let alligators scare you away from coming and visiting Florida. So thanks for joining me. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me channel.